what's up? We are at Watkins, Glen, upstate New York. Should be a lot of fun tonight for the finale. JR, why don't you let everybody know what the points deficit going into the final race of the night? I 100% think so. We are running the boot tonight along with the bus stop, so a little bit bigger of a track than you normally see when it comes to Watkins Glen. We're not running the cup course, we're running the GT course, I think is what it's called. Yep, I'm currently watching qualifying on board with Nicholas Polchetti and Poletti. I'm sorry. He got a little wide in the bus stop on exit, almost clipped the wall. Gonna see where he gonna end up qualifying on that now. Yeah, I saw that, and I'm still watching Nicholas, and he's through the bus stop, through the carousel very, very well. And when it comes to a road course, anything more than about a half a second to just even a couple tenths is a lot. Yes, we did. I'm still watching a couple of these drivers. I'm going to be switching over to Alexander Hamilton. I was just going to say that. Coming in the final two turns is Alexander Hammonds. Ooh. looks like all attempting to a time here tonight. Yep, he's about to get the green flag. Just looking at Kyle Vincent Gilbert right now. Gonna see if he can go from 11th to pretty much anywhere else on the track. Well, yeah, that might be very difficult. He's also gonna go very wide in that turn. But maybe he was just using that first lap to just heat up the tires. Survey says track time is track time, and what Kyle just showed us is that you do get faster as the runs get a little bit longer. And to his note, first lap was not good. Second lap overall time is not that good, but he did improve. Who knows?
Well, let's see here, AJ, if you could
They hear us. They don't hear the game.
Oh, well, that's unique.
Because it just popped up on mine, and I just heard myself talking.
Okay, well, let's
Oh, they don't hear you.
Oh, they don't hear me. Well,
there you go. There you are.
Fix that. Now all right. Well, thank you to everyone watching and listening. Again, these are the joys of switching between podcast broadcasting and VR racing. Doesn't work well. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I have. When I use OBS, I have like different scenes for different things.
Well, and I have that. Unfortunately, when it comes to recording podcasts, I got to turn certain channels off and on so I can edit the audio a little better.
Okay.
You know how that works, AJ. And then I race in VR, which means I have to change all of my iRacing settings and change the border. It just gets to be a headache sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you, AJ. But we are gonna get ready to get underway here from Watkins Glen, AJ. The final round in the Open Wheel for Amateur Series, brought to you by Pony Express. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to all the sponsors that jumped on board this year: AlienAwards.net, 3HM Entertainment, Burgert Farms, and especially you, AJ, for joining me. You don't have to be here, so I really appreciate you jumping in the booth with me and hanging out as we're underway, AJ. Right off the bat, you see Dennis Diaz with a great jump, but Hammonds is going to have the inside line coming down into turn one, and see David Lehman right there, our top three in the points, as they get set to come through the bus stop, up to the bus stop. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, coming up through the S is very, very fast portion of the racetrack.
See, Dennis is already trying to get... He's got the inside line coming into that. See if Hammonds decides to let him have that, or if he's going to... Nope, he's going to jump in there. Oh, and Hammonds gets loose! And let's see if everybody gets by him. Hopefully he can hold spot. Oh, not what Hammonds wanted to see. There goes...
No, he got killed by Kyle Vincent Gilbert.
Oh, no. Let's see if we can jump over there and see what happened to Kyle Vincent Gilbert, who's coming in really late. No clue what's going on in front of him. He just... Oh!
He never launched. When we went green, he never launched.
He was... Oh, no. Well, it looks like Hammonds and Gilbert are going to be taking a tow truck back for sure to clean up that. As we're back on board here with...
Pole sitter is out of this race on lap 1.
On lap 1, and oh man, what a shame. Hammonds, oh. Well, I think that's going to...
Zachary Nürnberger's around also.
Oh, Zachary Nürnberger's got an instance. See what happened to Zach. Wonder if he gets some help or if he just...
That was just coming out of
Oh,
the
yep. Just got in there a little bit off. Excuse me, offline. Well, Dennis Diaz, meanwhile, has out to a 1-second lead over David Lehman. And where we have Patrick Ripley running around in third now. Well, man, that's a shame for one Alexander Hammonds who was fast.
Oh, absolutely. But there is a second feature event tonight, like there always is. But watching the wreck again, what spun him out, it looks like him going over those rumble strips just kicked the car out a little, or the
Yep.
F3 Dallara out, and he was just a sitting duck in the middle of the track.
Oh! We've had another incident. Who was that? Was that Patrick? Somebody just went off track. Patrick Ripley's had an incident. Oh, he just caught the grass. Oh, and that is not going to make a good night for Mr. Patrick Ripley.
He's also back on pit road.
Yes. AJ, as we've seen all year long, these F3 cars do not like grass.
No, and apparently they do not like rumble strips either.
No, they do not.
That bus stop is a very high speed bus stop, so you're running over those rumble strips easily at 100, maybe 120 tops miles an hour, and you're also trying to turn the Dallara, so that's probably what very much caused the spin, at least in my opinion.
Yes, yeah. In fact, we're going to jump on with the Mean Machine. You can see just, he just clips those curbings, AJ. He doesn't get all the way on top of them like we've seen some of those guys do, which has a tendency to really upset that car.
You look right behind him, David Lehman is wheeling in Denny Diaz.
Oh, yes, he is. Now, David Lehman needs to win both features, and he needs the bonus points.
And for our listeners who, or people watching Pony Express Sim Racing for the first time, what are the bonus points?
Well, in this series, there is one bonus point awarded if you have 7 incidents or less in the feature race. So anytime you're 7 incidents or less in that 35-minute race, you do get 1 bonus point as long as you're on the lead lap. And that is definitely something that David Lehman is, I'm sure, conscious of. He knows he needs to get that bonus point, but he also needs to beat Dennis Diaz. And, well, he's chasing the man he needs to chase. Unfortunately, he needs to be chased instead of doing the chasing, AJ.
Yeah. Well, there's still a little bit of time left in the first heat. There's about 20 minutes left, actually. So there's time. I don't expect to take a pit stop in this feature, but definitely in feature number 2.
Actually, AJ, I think they do have to take one in both. I think
okay.
I think the league has made it to where these guys can get it. Now, they can try to do some serious fuel savings, but I think they get about 21 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, we have seen in the past where some of these guys in the back have really done a lot of fuel savings and managed to stretch out the first
very
feature.
much pay off.
Yes. Yep. Unfortunately, Dennis and David, I think just because they're in such a tight battle, I think both of them are just going to have to push. I don't think there's going to be any fuel savings happening from either one of these guys tonight, at least not in this first feature.
Well, since we're in a little bit of a lull in the action right now, you mentioned it earlier. I do want to thank you for letting me come aboard and get a little more work in at being a broadcaster. Seat time, even in the broadcast booth, helps out tremendously.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you, David. Wow. AJ, I don't know if you're seeing the broadcast or not, but we are on board with Steven Rubens, who is driving around in a great speed, and he's only got 3 tires on that car.
I'm watching Steve Rubens right now, and he's got all 4.
Okay, on my screen, and for those of you watching on the broadcast, if you check out the broadcast real fast, you're going to see one. Steven Rubens is. Now he's got 4 tires again. Did you see that, AJ?
Yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube right now. I'm watching him on my end, and it looked like he had somebody go off track right in front of him.
Looks like Zachary Maxon's had an instant. See if we can see what happened. Oh, Zach just gets it wrong in that bus stop chicane, and oh, he just backs it into the wall. Now the hard part is...
He still has that back wing and everything, too, so that's good.
Well, you know what? I don't trust iRacing anymore because I just watched the guy drive around on 3 wheels. So that wing might be there and it might not be there anymore.
I can confirm it's there on mine.
Right? Well, back up front, this battle between Dennis Diaz and David Lehman, holding steady about 7/10, 8/10 of a second, a little fluctuation here and there. And they have completely left 3rd place. Now, AJ, I think these two have battled all year long, and it's going to come down right to the wire once again.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very interesting one, especially when it comes to the second feature where we invert the top 8 and have to watch them both come through the field once again if this is how it's going to finish.
And they're going to have to come through the field clean.
Yes.
That's going to be the key, is to get all the way through the field nice and clean, much like they've done so far this race. They've avoided any incidents. They've avoided the treacherous F3 grass. We see coming in once again into that bus stop. And that, it doesn't look that bad, AJ, until you're in a car and you have to try to get through that chicane. And it's horrible. It's the worst track. Actually, you know what, AJ? Is the driving line on the screen as well? Look at that.
Yes, it is.
Well, I did not.
And I tell you this, David Lehman has not diverted from that racing line at all.
Well, the driving line is gone now. My wife was doing a little racing this weekend, AJ. She strapped in the VR headset and wanted to do some racing, so I turned the driving line on for her, and she spent about 2.5 hours in the seat racing the Audi at Lime Rock Park against the AI, and she had a blast. Which is great for me because, you know, maybe I'll have to buy another rig. Hopefully my wife's not listening to the broadcast. You all right, Mr. AJ?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm literally watching Denny Diaz about a second over David Lehman.
Yeah, that gap seems to up and down. Holding steady, you know, anywhere from 7/8 to a second. And they're both very clean. Slightly different lines in the occasional corners, but for the most part, David is right in the wheel tracks of Dennis. We're going to jump back a little bit further here in the field. You see this battle with Steven Rubens, Aaron Claybaugh, Nicholas Paletti, and Zachary Maxon. In the battle for the battle for 3rd position. Looks like Aaron Clayball is going to have a run up the inside, possibly. Nope. Oh,
They're a four-car battle here.
yeah, they are having a battle.
But only 3 of them are
on the lead lap. Yep, that fourth final car. Or I'm not sure which one of those is there.
Hammonds. The 4th car is Alexander Hammonds.
Okay. And he unfortunately is a lap down at the moment.
Car hitting pit road.
Yep, Aaron Clayball.
Aaron Clayball.
Aaron, who is our reigning GT3 champion from the Endurance for Amateur Series. So congratulations once again to Aaron. In fact, Aaron was on the podcast this week. Yet to be released. Had some other things going on. Was unable to get the editing, but hopefully I'll get that out here later on this week. Speaking of podcasts, AJ, I believe you have one of those as well, sir.
Yes, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We are back into the MCU. Friday, we released a Shang-Chi episode where we dissected the movie, talked about it, had a lot of fun doing that. And coming out this Friday is a very, very controversial movie. And yes, it's a Marvel movie. It's the new Eternals movie. Angelina Jolie plays Athena, and can't wait for you guys to listen to it, because boy, are people hot and cold on that movie.
Well, there we go. Check out AJ on the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. And you can check out, well, I was on this week. I had Paul Skip and Paul Boyle. Paul Skip, who is the GT3 champion in the Endurance for Amateur Series, along with his teammate Paul Boyle, fresh off their Sebring 12-hour victory. And I also had Mr. Aaron Clayball stop in the show where we talked about his victory season. So you can check out the PE Sim Racing, the podcast, and anywhere you can find podcasts. AJ's Nerds Doing Nerd Things is available anywhere as well, so check them out.
Even on the YouTubes where we have our video episodes coming out now.
Yes, so there you go. Check out AJ there as well. AJ, you got one more race after this, the Pro 4 Truck Series. Is this the season finale there as well? Or you guys got some more rounds left?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is the season finale race at Bark River, starting at about 9:40 Eastern Time, over on the NDNT AJ All-Star 15 YouTube page. I will post in the chat for this race, so you guys can just click on my name and head right over. So yeah, come hang out with us. Doesn't usually take that long, maybe about 45 minutes of your time. Have a little fun, enjoy some jumping and dirt running. Should be a lot of fun, dude, for the season finale.
Awesome, and we really appreciate you doing that, AJ. Stepping up. I know sometimes it gets a little boring doing those races by yourself, so we really appreciate that, pal.
Honestly, it really doesn't, because the way the races are run, and even with the open wheel for amateurs, they're only 25-minute segments. If you can't fill time within those segments, and the Pro 4 trucks are even less, 16 and 16.
Okay.
It's fun, it's easy, and a lot of stuff can happen, and a lot of stuff does happen in those 16 minutes.
As is the case usually when you get a bunch of guys riding around on trucks and dirt. You gotta love that.
It's a lot of fun. And I can't believe I'm saying this about dirt, because before I even thought about racing and iRacing or broadcasting even, I didn't know dirt was going to be a thing that I'd be doing.
Well, AJ, I am looking at just going over some. I mean, you know, these guys have got themselves a little spread out. I'm looking at the best lap times from all of our drivers tonight, and from the fastest lap time, which is Patrick Ripley at a 1:38 flat, to the slowest guy, which is Stephen Rubens at a 1:38.49. So our entire field tonight is covered by less than a half a second.
Which says a lot to the talent in this league. And with this being the finale race of this season, I as the person who will be covering the open wheel for amateurs in their next season, again on my channel, I'm very excited for it because I hope a lot of these guys come back and then some, because I'll be very happy if we have a battle all season long.
Oh, and here we got our leaders coming in.
Gilbert spins again. Looks like in the bus stop once again.
Mr. Gilbert in that bus stop. He has not had... Well, he made it to the bus stop on lap 1. Oh, not that time. Just gets in there a little bit hot. Can he keep it off the wall? All right. No harm, no foul.
Diaz, Lehman, Rubens, Polchetti, and Maxon all on pit road.
Yes. Let's see. I'm not seeing any tires. Diaz in. All right. And our leaders are out.
Very fast stops. Your leader right now, about 10.5 laps in, is Steven Thompson.
Even who I would imagine will be hopping on pit lane here any minute unless he decides to try to play some strategy and he really thinks he can save enough fuel in the next 8 minutes to avoid that pit stop.
The way he's been driving, still putting down decent laps after decent lap, I don't think he has been saving whatsoever. I think he just didn't want to pit behind all those other drivers.
That is kind of the nice thing about having, only 11 guys on track, 10 guys on track is if you just pit off sequence a little bit, you tend to find yourself out of traffic, which means you can run your own pace without having to worry about really fighting anybody for position. So as you see, he's pulling into pit lane now. So that is going to cycle through everybody. As we jump back on board with Diaz. He's coming around to take the start-finish line here with about 6 minutes to go, AJ.
Yeah, not a lot of time left, and we still have a 35-minute segment right after this.
Correct. We are going to invert the top 8 and give them a 3-minute break, and then we'll be right back as Patrick Ripley has had another incident. See what happens to Patrick in coming off of pit lane. Oh, he just gets pit lane wrong. Oh, and he has that right in front of Diaz, and you can see he's clearly watching his relative, making sure he does not pull out in front of anybody. Nice driving, Mr. Ripley. Oh, and he's just going to pull it over and wait patiently for everybody to go by. He knows his race is not feature one. That's a couple times now, AJ, that we've been doing a broadcast where we've had issues exiting pit road.
Yeah, well, just want to cover it again. Calvins and Gilbert goes off track again and loses that right rear tire and jumps to pit road for the second time here tonight.
Yep. Kyle is not having a first feature to remember, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we might actually have a battle on track, AJ, between Steven Rubens and Aaron Claybaugh.
I'd say we have a battle.
Oh, we haven't had many tonight. Two totally different lines going into that corner.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Rubens had a very good entrance into the final turn there, and look at the difference right there as they're going into turn 1 right now.
Yep. And turn 1, AJ, I don't know if you did a lot of road racing, but with the new revamp of Watkins Glen, they changed the off track right there. You used to be able to ride that clear out into the dirt almost before you got off track. Now you just barely get off of that rumble strip and you get the off track, so it's a little bit different now.
So they're doing it more the F1 and GT car style, because I do a lot of NASCAR racing if I do race at all, and
they run that thing all the way out to the wall.
Yep.
Well, these two have about 3 laps left, AJ, to figure this out. Curious to see how, as you see, Aaron Claybaugh is right up on the back, and he's going to have a look on the inside.
Right,
nope.
They're going to back out of it.
Wise choice there.
I think that was a smart move, yeah.
Yes. Yep. Didn't cost himself any time, but just showed Steven Rubens just enough of a wheel to remind him that he's there. As we are coming up to 3 minutes to go. Dennis Diaz out to a healthy 4-second lead now over David Lehman, who is a further 9 seconds, almost 10 seconds up the road from these two gentlemen.
Yeah, Diaz is putting a nice whooping on the field, and Lehman's putting a nice whooping on the rest of the field.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately for David Lehman, he needed that spot.
So what you're saying is the minute we get the checkered for feature 1 and Denny Diaz, if he ends up winning, will be declared the champion?
Oh, Aaron Claybaugh, is he going to be able to hold that? Woo! Aaron with a ride through the bus stop chicane. Sorry, AJ, I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to hold that or not.
I saw the Tokyo Drift too.
Well, from what I understand, and I am not the points man, that is going to be up to Zachary Nurberger, but I do believe if Dennis wins, now that of course depends on as long as Dennis doesn't completely crash in the second feature. But I believe if he wins the first feature, that is enough for him to secure the title here tonight. Oh no, and Steven Rubens, as we were watching, coming around, just catches his back tire on that grass. He gets a little loose there, and it just gets a little bit wide. Oh, he's missing some wheels and a wing, and then he gets some wheels and a wing back, and Mr. Rubens, that is not going to go very far, sir. Well, that takes all the pressure off of Aaron Claybaugh.
It pretty much.
As we are back up here, it looks like Dennis Diaz should be on the final lap of this first feature, AJ. We are under 45 seconds to go, and he just went through the bus stop. Well, maybe not. He may.
He's in the boot for me.
Yeah, he is now. Yep. So this is going to be close to seeing if Dennis has to take one more lap.
Slowed down.
Well, he's got 20 seconds left, and I don't know if he's going to make that in 20 seconds or not, AJ.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he's got it.
And you can clearly see he is... Oh, just nice. Coming through.
That would have stunk.
Yeah.
I saw that. He got really close to that wall coming out of the boot.
And he should be coming up to the checkered flag.
Yep, there it is. It is waving.
Well, there we have heat number 1. Dennis Diaz comes in as we get David Lehman in second place. Aaron Claybaugh should be rounding up third place here any minute. And here comes Mr. Claybaugh. Great run tonight by him. Nicholas Paletti. And Stephen Thompson are going to round out your top 5. One Zachary Nurberger, who is coming through the heel or the toe, the boot, the calf. I don't know what they want to. That's the only track with body parts as names. All right. Well, this is going to be interesting because these guys were all fast. AJ, and now we're going to invert this field.
Yep.
And that's
going to be really interesting.
Really going to be interesting because I want to say from, yeah, you're talking just tenths of a second between what's going to be your 8th place starter, which will be Dennis Diaz, and your pole sitter, which looks like it's going to be Steven Rubin.
Yep.
As these guys are just coming across the finish line now. All right. Well, there we have it, AJ. Heat number 1 in the books. Dennis Diaz, followed by David Lehman, Aaron Claybaugh, Nicholas Paletti, Stephen Thompson round out your top 5. Zachary Nurenberger, Zachary Maxson, Steve Rubens, Alexander Hammonds, Patrick Ripley, and Kyle Gilbert. Which means we're going to have Steven Rubens on the pole for your final round here, heat number 2. As these guys are going to get set. Well, AJ, we got a few minutes. Let's, what do you say we take a quick, short commercial-ish break, sir?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the final race of the season here at Watkins Glen on the Pony Express YouTube channel. The Open Wheel for Amateurs series finale happening right now live as we get set. Waiting for everybody to grid up. AJ, this should be exciting. We know these guys are all fast. They're all equally fast. We also know there's a points battle on the line between David Lehman and Dennis Diaz, who's starting 7th and 8th. This should be a lot of fun.
I am very excited to see Denny Diaz and David Lehman work their way through the field. We see it pretty much every week where we invert the field, and some drivers can, some drivers can't. and I'm really excited to see if either of them can get back to the lead.
Yeah, as we're going to get ready to take the green or the white. Oh my gosh, AJ, the green flag. As we are underway, AJ, final race of the season. Steven Rubens jumps out to a lead as you see David Lehman up the inside of Dennis Diaz, pushes him a little bit wide. Followed closely by Hammonds, and man, we got just everybody all bunched together here early. And it looks like Aaron Clayball is going to pull over and let these guys go by. Oh, let Dennis go by anyways. He's going to have to fall back in line. Oh, it looks like Stephen Thompson's had an incident already.
Went straight into that wall after the...
Right after the bus stop. Let's see what happens here if he just gets this a little bit wrong. Oh, yep, he just gets the car unsettled. Oh! Clean up in aisle 9 there, AJ. Meanwhile, Steven Rubens is... Oh, we have an incident! Got Aaron Clayball that's had an incident back here, AJ. Right in front of... Oh, David Lehman's able to get by. The rest of the field,
Denny Diaz already up to third, battling to get into second.
As unfortunately, David Lehman is going the wrong way as Patrick Ripley's managed to get by him. Oh, there's an interesting line by Mr. Diaz. As we are underway here, completing lap number 2. It looks like all of our big hitters and championship contenders have managed to get through lap 1 and 2 cleanly, AJ. Unfortunately for David Lehman, he is not where he needs to be yet again.
No, he is not. David Lehman currently sitting in 5th, about 3.5 seconds back from the lead.
And it looks like he's being challenged by Alexander Hammonds. Nope. Alexander pulls back in line. Now, here we see... Oh, Patrick Ripley as we just click on... Oh, as Zachary Nurberger manages to clear that. And I was just going to mention that Patrick Ripley was really quick despite having incidents in that first round. And, well, once again, the broadcaster's curse.
Yeah, I'm starting to think we should just shut up.
You know, I'm just starting to think we should just move the camera around and say, and this is Steven Rubin. And this is Zachary Maxson. And they are driving cars because every time I say something, somebody gets into a crash. But we do have a nice battle here, though, AJ, between David Lehman, Alexander Hammonds, Zachary Nurberger, and looks like Kyle Gilbert has managed to steer clear of anybody else's incidents coming through the bus stop chicane. Hopefully he keeps that up for the remainder of the evening.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need to do, and you will gain positions off of it.
Yeah, we have definitely seen that a lot this season. As you see, Alexander Hammonds runs really wide there into that corner. And already everybody's kind of settling in. As you see, Dennis Diaz is going to make a move on Zachary Maxson. Ooh, I don't know if he was trying to make a move or if he just got a little bit wide there, AJ.
Yeah, I don't know. That was
uncharacteristic.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, Denny Diaz does not want to force the issue where either of them can wreck. Because I'm pretty sure, even though he probably has already locked up the championship, does not want to put it to chance, if you get my drift.
No, yeah, there's him getting a 0 point in the final feature would not bode well for his championship aspirations, that's for sure. And like I said, Zachary Nurberger is the one that's going to give us the final tally here once this race is all over and he figures out bonus points and who finished where. So I just know talking to him, Dennis needed I think a P2 overall was going to be sufficient. And as things stand right now, he would definitely have locked that up.
Yes. And good for Steve Rubens and Zachary Maxon. A lot of times we see these cars, when they invert, they fall back almost immediately. But look at them being able to hold first and second, even though they're under fire with Denny Diaz.
Yeah, and they definitely are not slow by any means. You know, they are running really competitive lap times. And that just goes to show, you know, Dennis just cannot seem to get by. As you see here, we have looks like he is going to make that move on Zachary Maxon. Can he make it stick going into the bus stop here? He's going to have kind of a... Oh! As you see Maxon and Diaz hit. Oh, did Diaz get lucky there? Wow, that was a moment I'm pretty sure Diaz did not want to experience here in the last race of the season. Still 29 minutes to go. You just never know. Now, while neither one of them crashed, it doesn't mean, you know, you can have some steering problems, some handling issues. And it looked like it was pretty solid wheel-to-wheel contact, but you just never know. Whew, that was a close one there, AJ.
Dude, I'll say, holy cow. Like, Denny Diaz is sitting in second battling for the lead now, but that could have been a lot worse.
Yes, that could have ruined his night for sure. You know, and we just talked about pushing the issue, pushing the envelope. Was, you know, would he have been better served? Obviously, you know, looking back on it now, he seems to be doing just fine, but yeah, sometimes you're better off just sitting back and letting those guys run their race and, you know, wait for them to make a mistake where you can make that pass clean and easy without having to put yourself in that situation. But he's going to find himself right back there again as he's starting to close up on the back of Steven Rubens, who is not just going to pull over and let him go by, regardless of the points battle, nor should he. You know, he's here to battle for some victories. He wants to put that car on the top step of the podium tonight.
Yeah, just looking at Denny Diaz, he's doing it right now, where he's showing the inside of these turns to the leader, Steve Rubens. You know, hey, I'm almost here. I'm almost here.
Yep. As you see, Diaz gets a good run. He's going to pull up. Is he going to pull up the inside? He's going to stick it up in there. Man, that just seems like, I don't know, taking some chances you might not need to take. And now you see Zachary Maxon is right on the back end. You know, Maxon, he wants to battle for that victory as well, so he's going to stick his nose up there.
Well, we will see. I'm pretty sure when we get to either turn one or the bus stop, what will transpire between these three vehicles.
Yeah, I can't... Looks like Diaz has got to run. Oh, Maxon looks like he's going to dive up the inside.
Backs out of it slightly. I wonder if that's because he hit the rumble strips on the inside.
But he's got to run.
That allows Steve Rubens to pull away by almost 0.6 of a second.
But man, he is all over the back of Diaz at the moment, and these guys are going to keep battling. Alexander Hammonds is going to be right up there on the inside here in just a minute again. Let's see if they're going to hit again. Oh, AJ. This is some seriously intense.
How are these cars still going?
I
figured there'd be a lot of damage on these two Delaras by now.
Well, I don't know if there's any damage or not, but if they're going to continue to race like this, one of them is going to be on the hauler. But look at this, what they've done, all this battling. Alexander Hammonds and David Liebman have managed to claw their way back up into this battle. And we've seen this at tracks before, AJ, where we talk about it. You know, sometimes you're better off just sitting back there waiting for these guys to wreck each other, and inevitably it happens. And The way Diaz and Maxon are going at it right now, I would not be surprised if one of them ended up in the Armco barriers here before long.
Oh, I 100% see it happening. I don't know. With them touching and almost wrecking both times, I wonder if they'll be a little more cautious, but being in the last race of the season, I 100% doubt it.
Yeah, especially, you know, Steven Rubens and Zachary Maxon. They have nothing on the line. There's no season points battle for them. Same with Alexander Hammonds. This is all about victories. This is all about today, right now, Watkins Glen. I want to get a victory for the season's over. And you see Alexander Hammonds is coming up. Oh! And Diaz gets in there hot, too. We have had all kinds of Steven Rubens gone off. Leading the race, AJ. And Diaz was lucky he did not lose it. I mean, his car was all over the place, having checked up.
Yeah, Rubens goes from the lead to 7th now, 11 seconds back.
So Steven Rubens is out. Let's see if we can take a closer look here. I don't want to be gone too long here. AJ, this seems to be
Eating up.
So he just gets that first barrier all wrong. Lucky for him. Keeps it off the wall. All right,
Back
and here we go.
Lead. Big battle. Maxon
Diaz and Maxon. And Hammonds is right there, and he's brought David Lehman with him. We've already seen Maxon is not going to back down tonight. He is not going to just give this position to Diaz. He is going to fight.
Well, I'm pretty sure we do have pit stops in about 10.
Yeah, 10 to 12
laps,
minutes.
so.
Yep. Oh, and Maxon pulls over. Interesting.
That's very interesting. I wonder
Not
if they're
sure.
possibly maybe teammates or friends or hey, you need this more than I do kind of thing. But it's
Yeah.
the last race of the season. I'm surprised anybody's pulling over for anybody.
As am I. That was well, it'll be interesting to see if Maxon has any pace left to catch back up to Diaz. As we see Hammonds and Lehman have both kind of now fallen off the pace just a little bit. Well, in a matter of a lap and a half, we went from a battle to everybody just kind of spread out now. And well, lucky for us, AJ, we have probably 16 more attempts at the bus stop. So you never know who is going to get it wrong. Well, AJ, 13 and a half minutes into this. What do you say we pause for a short break? Get a little bit of refreshments and come back and wrap this season finale up.
All right, brother, let's do it.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The final 20 minutes here. Watkins Glen Pony Express Open Wheel for Amateurs Series. Your leader currently, AJ, and running away with things here. Got himself a nice little gap after a round of pit stops. Dennis Diaz hoping to secure his second straight Open Wheel for Amateurs title. Followed by Alexander Hammonds and David Lehman. Well, this race has turned quite a bit from where we were just a few laps ago, AJ.
Yeah, no kidding. You saw pit stops on your screen a little bit earlier than last session, but I think the object was to split it halfway. And big battle throughout the field when it comes to getting on pit road and getting off pit road nice and easy. Alexander Hammonds and David Lehman were pretty much right next to each other when Hammonds came off of pit road.
Yeah, these guys have had their battles here and there, and occasionally it's kind of been an ebb and flow kind of race. It's either everybody's all bunched up or kind of like we are right now, AJ, where everybody's separated by 2.5, 3 seconds, and then a couple guys will have an incident, and the next thing you know, there'll be a pack of 4 of them running together again. But Dennis Diaz has got himself into a nice, comfortable spot. He's doesn't really have any traffic in front of him. Nobody behind him. And he's just going to cruise around and hopefully walk himself into a championship here on the first season of the Open Wheel for Amateur Series, brought to you by Pony Express. Also, AlienAwards.net. Go check those out. Roger Shank, he does an awesome job. Makes all the trophies, the medals, the awards. Does a really great job of getting all that stuff. Custom makes everything for every season. So make sure you check him out. Tyler Bergert, want to give him a big shout out. Thanks for helping sponsor some of these series and some of these events. And a big shout out to you, AJ, and the guys over at Extreme Sim TV for broadcasting a bunch of different series and picking up a whole bunch more next season as well, AJ. Thank you once again for you and Matt helping out there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, dude.
As I am excited to get to the golf course. So I am going to leave the broadcast chair and everything else behind in favor of some golf clubs and a golf cart. As we see Dennis Diaz coming up on the back of, I believe that's Alexander, no. Aaron Claybaugh just in front of him? Nope. I'm trying to see who was right directly in front of Diaz.
It's Nicholas Poletti.
Oh, okay. Yep, there he is.
But with there being a second and a half gap between Diaz and Hammonds, any little bit of hold up Poletti gives Diaz will allow Hammonds to catch right back up.
Let's see, we have an incident here with Aaron Claybaugh. Well, oh, just gets it wrong coming into that. No harm, no foul. Look at nice drifting, Aaron. But you're absolutely right there, AJ. There's just not enough of a gap for Mr. Diaz to be able to make any type of mistake right now.
And he's trying to sweep the day.
He is
so I would
pull the
make the
double
pass, but not, put your vehicle in danger of possibly being wrecked.
Correct. And he's managed to avoid quite a few incidents here tonight. Can only imagine he does not want to have another one of those. As we come up on 10 minutes remaining, AJ. About 8 laps left, maybe 7 laps. And Aaron Claybaugh's had another incident. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Aaron this time around. It's like coming into the chicane. Oh, he gets into that first one and cuts too much of the corner off. And
doesn't hit anything though.
Doesn't hit anything, but I would imagine launching the F3 car a few feet in the air probably does not do well.
Hammond's got that lead down about 3/10 this lap.
Yeah, he's slowly closing in. You know, these two seem to Hammonds will gain a couple tenths and Dennis will pull a couple tenths back. Very evenly matched, as they have been kind of all season. The difference has always been Dennis just seems to find a way to avoid those incidents where we saw Hammonds, who was our pole sitter from feature 1, first lap had an incident in the chicane and ended his night early. We ride along here. Let's jump on board with Mr. Diaz as he's coming on the back of Nicholas Paletti. See him clipping that inside corner just right. Sorry, AJ, I had kind of deal with some stuff going on at work. Oh, as you see, Nicholas Paletti gets loose right in front of Dennis. That is the one thing Dennis has to be mindful of, is somebody else making a mistake and he gets caught up in it.
Yeah, absolutely. You do not want to see that happen whatsoever. Because while that might mess up Benny Diaz, it's also going to mess up Hammonds because he's so close. But it looks like Paletti just pulls over and lets them both by.
And you know, as well he should. He is laps down. There's no sense him trying to fight for a position that's not there. You see Hammond's got that under a second now. Be curious to see how much pace Hammonds has left here late in this race. We've seen a few times where Alexander has burned through his tires trying to catch Dennis, and when he finally does, there's just nothing left of his car. We see, is this Aaron Claybaugh has had another incident? Aaron is having a night he'd soon like to forget, I think, AJ.
Yeah. Well, if anything happens, he will still finish in 7th at the 8th at the least.
Yep, we've had Kyle Gilbert, Patrick Ripley, who was fast early today and unfortunately had an incident early on in this one, and Steven Thompson have all put it on the hauler and decided to go check out a little bit of the Final Four tournament, which I think is either underway now or getting ready to be underway. AJ, I'm not sure. I'm not a basketball guy, so.
Nah, neither am I, but I think it's a 9:30 start time.
We cover everything here on the Pony Express YouTube channel, AJ. You just never know where this conversation is going to go.
No. I've gotten good at adapting to whatever comes out of people's mouths.
There we go. Looks like Aaron. Let's you know what? We're just going to go stick with Aaron Claybaugh, who's had a massive off track. That is not an Aaron Claybaugh went off track. I'm looking at that, AJ, and there's not much left of that car.
No, it's kind of done so.
Yep. Because we see he had an incident earlier where he just had a spin, and then that car is completely demolished. Imagine Aaron Claybaugh's back in the pits, and I don't think there's going to be enough time for him to get that thing fixed.
No, we're looking at just about 5.5 minutes left to go. So probably about 4 or so laps left.
4 more laps. Alexander Hammonds has slowly managed to cut into Dennis's lead. He's now within 7/10.
Yeah, he's done that a couple times.
Oh, Dennis gets in really loose there, AJ. Ooh. As you were saying, AJ, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Hammonds has been able to close in quite a bit a couple times, but just when he gets to about 7, 8 tenths, I don't know what happens, but he ends up going slightly long in a turn or gives it really all back.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the story of the season so far. Is Diaz has just been consistent. You know, he's right up there in the front. He just runs nice, clean laps, and while Hammonds has been usually the faster car, he just seems to always have those 1 or 2 incidents per race where once he gets those figured out and he gets those cleared up, I think he's going to be a real force to be reckoned with here in the open wheel series.
Yeah, and they're not major incidents. They're just, a little offline incidents.
Just those little 1/10, 2/10 here. As looks like he's hovering around that 7/10 mark. And we don't know, how much Dennis has got left in his tires, if he's, just managing that gap, keeping it pretty consistently steady. Now we see it drops under 6/10 for the first time. But also, once Hammonds is able to see that, you push a little bit harder, you look for just a little bit more speed, and sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes you push just a little bit too far.
Well, we're going to see it down this front stretch. He is within 6/10, so he's in possible draft range.
In fact, we are going to jump in the old gyro cam, which doesn't really much of a gyro cam here on the F3 cars, AJ, but give the viewers at home a little taste of just how close Hammonds is getting to the back of Diaz here. Trying to use all the draft he can get.
3/10.
Yep, and you can see now he's in the draft now. And look at how much of a difference that makes, AJ. Wow, he just pulls right up onto the back.
Into the bus stop.
Nope.
And Hammonds lets him go.
Diaz gets in there. Really, as you saw his car just go flying by on the screen. But you can see what a benefit that draft has. And he just pulled right up on the back.
Hammonds lost about a half a second on that. But he did the right move. He made the right move to back out of that.
But, Dennis ran in there a little bit hotter than he wanted to. And that's kind of really, a lot of times all you're doing there, AJ, is you're just hoping to drive it in there and make that guy make a mistake. Alex probably had no intentions of ever trying to make the pass there, but he fully intended on hoping Dennis would run it in a little bit hot, maybe make a mistake, and then he could capitalize. And I think we're gonna see
this
about.
Might be white flag.
This is, in fact, I think you're right. Based on their lap times, this should be white flag. Because we're only gonna have a minute and a half left. So this is going to be Hammonds' one last chance, AJ. Now he might this time.
I think he might go way too wide here.
Yep.
Might have given him a slowdown because he's losing a little bit of time here.
Doesn't look like it. I don't know if he's going to be close enough to really utilize that draft this time, AJ.
Well,
he got through there nice and clean. Oh, he runs it wide. See him just trying to carry that momentum and that speed. We're going to jump back out of the car. Now, there's really only 1 or 2 spots left where Alexander's going to be able to make that pass. And, he runs it really wide right there, AJ. In fact, he loses it, and, and that's what we talked about.
Race to Denny Diaz.
And now he's just got to get out of the way, and, he almost takes out Nicholas Paletti in the process. And we're going to jump back on board with Dennis Diaz. You're going to be your race victor here tonight and your season series champion. Looks like Hammonds is going to get that ship righted and manage to And there we have it. Dennis Diaz, pulls the double and your season leader. Now watch Zach jump on and say, sorry guys, you were wrong. As we see Alexander Hammonds crosses the finish line, David Lehman and Zachary Nurberger. Zachary Nurberger manages to get by Lehman right at the start-finish line. And then crashes into Dennis to make sure you can't go do burnouts. Well, awesome there, AJ. What a great race. Exciting season finale.
About to jump over on my channel in about 15 minutes to bring you the Pro 4 trucks from Bark River for their season finale.
Well, good luck with that, AJ. We are going to see if we can get Mr. Diaz to jump in the booth tonight. We'll wait and see if he jumps on. Congratulations on his victory and his season points battle with David Lehman comes to a conclusion with Dennis Diaz. In fact, we're going to go grab him right now, AJ. Mr. Dennis Diaz, congratulations, first of all, on tonight's victory. You pulled the double, you sweep both races, but more importantly, I do believe you are the season points champions here tonight in the Open Wheel for Amateur Series.
Yeah, it seems that way. Wasn't expecting it after the midpoint of the season with all the mistakes and missing some races, but yeah, it's been pretty good. I say this race went pretty well. I guess double, 2-time O for A and then 3-time E for A. So it's good. It's good feeling, you know?
Yes, it is. Now, that second race, you had a few moments there. You wanted how was the bus stop?
If you're referring to some of the contact that happened, to me it was just a little bit of hard racing, a little bit maybe brown moment, but as long as no one really got hurt, that was fine. I was kind of expecting it. Yeah, it went pretty well. There's some oversteer moments where I had to catch the car, and there was a couple of people that spun in front of me, and that was interesting. So, yeah, definitely kept me on my toes and made it through.
Yes. Well, as you mentioned, 2-time Open Wheel for Amateur Series. What are you doing next year? What are your plans for next season, I guess?
The plan is to do the Dark Horse Endurance, get a championship there, and then I'll decide whether I wanted to do the Open Wheel again, the Dark Horse one. But I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with the IndyCar, and I really don't care to do the ovals that are there. So I may or may not do it. I'm not too sure. But the endurance one, I definitely want to do.
Okay. Get back in a GTE car?
There's no GTE, so I have
GT3s.
to do the LMPs.
Oh, you're going to do the LMPs. Okay.
Yeah. I want overall wins. I don't want to go for the class below.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, Dennis, we've had these conversations numerous times. You kind of run out of questions to ask when the 5-time series champion comes on. So congratulations. And who do you want to thank for championship number 5?
Friends, family watching, thank you for enjoying the nerdy hobby that we all enjoy here. Girlfriend, she puts up with it as well. She's very supportive about it. And to everyone in the league that puts this stuff on, especially you making the broadcast happen. It's really fun to watch it back after the races and kind of relive the moments that happened. So thank you to you as well. And more success for Pony Express. And we'll see what the future holds.
Awesome. Well, congratulations once again, Dennis. We wish you the best of luck in Dark Horse in the LMP2. And who knows, maybe it'll be 6 championships for you. We wish you the best of luck, sir.
Thank you. Let's see how that goes.
Well, awesome, AJ. There we have Mr. Dennis Diaz, your 5 times champion here in the Pony Express Sim Racing Leagues. What another great evening of racing, AJ.
Yeah, dude, it was a fun evening. Very eventful. Who knew that Watkins Glen with the boot would put on, this kind of race with so many drivers having issues, so many places to pass, and Denny Diaz coming in with the feature win in both 1 and 2.
Yeah. Once again, Dennis with the double and the season championship. Congratulations to him. And good luck tonight, AJ, on your season finale from Bark River in the Pro 4 Truck Series. We wish you the best of luck, sir.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'll be going live within minutes.
Great. Well, check AJ out and stop by the Pony Express racing.com. Get all the updates on what's happening next season with all the new series that are starting up, and like and subscribe to the channel, and also switch over to the Pro 4 Trucks and like and subscribe AJ channel. You're going to get a lot more racing there next season as well. Good luck, AJ, and good luck to everyone. I am out of here.
See you later.